Hi, and welcome to the Creativity Top 5. It's our favorite part of the week where we get to review all the great work from around the world. I'm Alexandra Jardine, Associate Creativity Editor at Ad Age in the UK.
And I'm Ishan Sherwood, Associate Creativity Editor here in New York. Alex, it's just you and me this week because Anna's on vacation.
I know.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Hi!
Oh my goodness. It's Adrian Pasquarelli, retail reporter at Ad Age, who has visited the Creativity Playhouse. Hi.
Welcome,
Thank
Adrian.
you so much for having me.
It's
Adrian, have you ever been here
you.
before?
No, this is my first, maybe my last, who knows, time.
Oh, well,
Okay.
welcome. And we actually have a double whammy for you this week because last week was Thanksgiving, so we didn't have a top 5. So we have had work to look through from the whole of the last fortnight to give you the best picks. So, before we start, don't forget everyone watching to say hi on social and say where you're from. We'll give you a shout out and leave any comments you've got about the work. Okay, let's start off with number 5. This week again was full of holiday work, and at number 5 we picked a holiday ad from France that really made us smile. It's from Orange and their agency Publicis Conseil, and it's about a grandfather who receives a smartphone for Christmas and the humor that comes from him getting to grips with it. Let's have a look at that one.
Is this for me?
So you press the middle icon.
Well, what? Maggie, look! That's for me. Thank you.
So this one was directed by Vincent Lobel at Iconoclast. I liked a lot of things about this one. I love how he went from being a bit indifferent about the phone to embracing it, and then how excited he got. And I also think it's a really nice look at the different attitudes between the generations. I mean, the granddaughter put on that unicorn filter in about 2 seconds, right? And he went to all those lengths to recreate it.
Yeah, like the spot itself, right? It's multi-generational, it's multiracial. I think when we look at a lot of these holiday spots, everyone is sort of pushing this idea of togetherness. And I think this is like a nice, it's not sappy and treacly, right? But it's still like cute. It's very visual. There are a lot of amazing things to look at. Although you do kind of wonder why the granddaughter didn't teach him about filters as well.
I like that it tapped into the do-it-yourself craze, which has been such a big trend and kind of is also something we're seeing in a lot of holiday gifting, like this really thoughtful, really people taking the time to do things. And so it's kind of interesting to see this older generation teaching a younger generation about something like that.
Yeah, this could have been like an Etsy spot.
Yeah, and I think as part of the campaign, they've actually got some print ads, which are going to be done in the whole kind of handmade style as well. So that kind of feeds into that. I wasn't clear with the grandfather whether he just didn't know that you could do it on Snapchat, and that was the whole reason he went down that route, or whether he just wanted to do that. But I think part of the point of it is also they're trying to get people to upgrade their phones, and they've got this whole recycling thing going on. So I think that's quite a good message. And I know that there are quite a few older people, my own father, for instance, who do not see the point in having a smartphone. He's still got his old kind of Nokia handset.
Still?
Yeah.
Okay. Happy birthday to your dad, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, we see that a lot, right? You have older people who are sort of like grumpy about new technology, but like the smartphone with photos and being able to communicate, especially now in the pandemic, get them a portal or something, right? But I think we're going to continue to see a lot more adoption of this kind of technology, and this is a really cute way of showcasing it. Yeah,
absolutely. Should we move on to number 4? Oh, we've got some shout outs. I'll do the shout outs first. We've got Sheila and Julia from Toronto watching, Christina from Chicago, Oscar from Santiago and Chile, Marie from Tallahassee, Rebel from New York City, Anne from Napa. Is that Anne Christine? No. Abdurrahman from Saudi Arabia, Tom from London, Kith from Jamaica, and Rune, who asks if this is pre-recorded. No, Rune, it isn't. Sometimes we wish it were, but it's not.
We're coming to you from the future.
Hi, Rune.
All right, so at number 4, this is a bit more sobering, but very poignant. We have work from UN Women by Mullen Lowe, New York, that taps into the insight that many of the acts that we might see as abhorrent are not technically illegal in many countries. And so the campaign is a series of photographs that are censored showing illegal acts like a man raping his wife, because in many places marital rape isn't actually a crime or isn't even a legally defined thing. For example, domestic violence. Let's can we get a little larger photo? Right.
Yeah,
FGM
I think
as well.
It's the kind of the copy is going to kind of shock people, I'm sure, being an outdoor ad. They're going to think, oh my God, is that really a photo? And it's not actually. It's just made to look like that, right? But I think that copy is going to really grab people, and it's quite a powerful message.
Yeah, and I think. Okay.
There you
go. Yeah, I think you run into a situation where, especially like PSAs and things like that, where the information that you're trying to convey is difficult to look at, or people want to avoid it, right? Like you had this issue with smoking, like anti-smoking PSAs, where people would just sort of tune them out. They wouldn't be interested in them. They wouldn't listen to them. Sometimes when, there's been research that if you put pictures of like diseased lungs on cigarette packs, sometimes it works, and other times people just stop looking at them or they become inured to them. So when you're dealing with something like this, I think this is sort of an innovative way to sort of draw people in again, because, like Alex, you said, this is an outdoor spot. You're walking around or driving by or whatever, and you see like this giant pixelated poster. Immediately you think, what the heck is going on? Like something is wrong here. And then when you actually read the copy, you're like, oh yes, something is wrong here.
Mm-hmm. It's very eye-catching. And I mean, this has been a trend that's increased during the pandemic, this problem of violence, domestic violence against women. And it seems like statistics only show it getting worse.
Yeah, and we've seen a lot of creative work around that as well. I think not so much on the kind of outdoor print side. So this was interesting for that reason as well. Okay, so should we move on to number 3? Adrienne, do you want to tell us about number 3?
So a new spot for Beats again features Naomi Osaka. The tennis star has been using her platform to support Black Lives Matter. Previously, she had appeared in another Beats spot recently that asked, do you love Black people? This new spot, she prepares herself for the court in a new way by beading a message into her hair in the back that says, silence is violence. The campaign was created with Virtue Worldwide, and it's part of a series that also features the musician Corday and the rapper Flo Milli. So let's take a look at that one.
Then seen some shit within my lifetime, my light shine bright. Protect your energy from poison when them pythons strike. My first mistake was doing robberies on Nikon bikes. Watch my moves and I'ma show you what an icon like. I just been itching to prove myself. I just pray throughout the struggle I don't lose myself.
This is part of a series, like you said, Adrian. There is this one with Naomi Osaka. There's one with Corday, basically freestyling some new lyrics to the song you just heard, The Parables. And then Flo Milli, that one is also very poignant. She gets out of a car in front of a Confederate statue and then dances in front of it because she doesn't have any tools to like pull it down. So this is sort of like the best that she can do in the moment, like this act of defiance in front of like a historical wrong. Naomi Osaka is everywhere these days, and with good reason, right? Like she has said that she was extremely galvanized by the death of George Floyd, and pretty much every time that she plays a set, she's wearing a mask with the name of a Black person who was murdered by police. So yeah, these are great spots.
Yeah, she's making quite a name for herself, isn't she, on a number of different issues. I think she's also talked about like the equal pay thing and the gender thing in tennis. I kind of predict she's going to be really huge in future, and brands are going to want to have her on board, particularly as in tennis, Serena Williams is probably going to retire quite soon, maybe, I don't know. So she's one of those up and coming stars who's actually got quite a personality. And I think Beats as well is really starting to up its game when it comes to advertising. I think Nike should be looking closely at what they're doing.
Agree.
Okay, moving on. Oh, there's some more shout outs. Ishan, do you want to do these ones?
Oh, hey, everyone. All right, so we have Ifo Kwame from Ghana, Luis from Mexico, Callie from Chicago. Congratulations on graduating. Irina from Dubai, Zilda from England, Vijesh from India, Quentin from Paris, who works at Orange. So good job. Nice work.
Hi, everyone.
How do we liked it?
Okay, moving on to number 2. We've seen a lot of different portrayals of Santa Claus in ads this year, and that's something that we're going to come on to in a minute. But one of the best yet is from Steve Carell, star of The Office and Hollywood movies, who plays Saint Nick in the short film from Comcast Infinity, created out of Goodby Silverstein and directed by MJZ's Craig Gillespie. Let's have a look at that one.
Oh, hi, Santa.
Oh, good morning, You know what? I can't even fake it. Look, after the year we just had, the usual gifts are just not going to cut it. So we have to find something else, and fast. That's all. Figure it out. Good luck. What does that mean?
We are doomed. That's it. I give you togetherness. I figured it out. We're gonna gift the holiday spirit.
That sounds dumb.
No, Santa, we're gonna take all those family moments that make the holidays and package them.
I don't think it's gonna work.
Oh, it'll work.
I don't think it will.
Oh, you are getting so big!
I'm not gonna lie, it's a little stressful.
And that's why you shouldn't cook a turkey in the dryer.
It's the ultimate gift.
I just don't see
What's
it
that,
work.
honey?
No.
That works.
So I really like this one. I thought it had charm and humor, and the film itself was a great piece of storytelling, beautiful to look at as well. And I like how they sort of took his character from The Office and translated it into Santa, basically. And it was like a kind of mashup of if Michael Scott was Santa and the Apple underdogs working from home were the elves. And it had all those kind of like moments that we've all experienced in the pandemic, you know, working from home, like saying something on a Zoom call you regret, or being told to just get on with it, figure it out.
A spouse coming out of the shower behind you, that kind of thing.
Exactly.
We've all experienced that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I'll be the Grinch here and just be like, maybe it was a little too real for me. Where I was like, I don't know. Anyone watching, do you know any creative directors like this? Or you just naysay the entire time and then at the end take all the credit?
Like, that sounds dumb.
I hate it.
Nope, not gonna work. Not gonna work. That was all me.
Yeah,
So,
I think that.
Okay.
Sorry, I think the idea of like packaging the Christmas spirit, I wasn't quite convinced on that, but maybe that was like part of the idea. I mean, we've all come up with ideas that are a little bit kind of crazy this year and just kind of convinced ourselves that they're brilliant.
And when a lot of that stuff is missing, like no one's going to get their cheeks pinched this year, probably. They're apart in the pandemic. Yeah, you're going to do that.
Yeah, and I think a lot of advertisers have been trying to kind of sum up what's special about Christmas without the meeting up with your family. I think that's been quite a big theme this year. It certainly has in the UK. And I know, Adrienne, you've watched a lot of the US holiday ads as well, right?
Yeah, the Etsy spot is the chief one coming to mind on kind of really illustrating the distance in families and kind of the heartbreak that causes, as well as the opportunities for brands.
I mean, I will congratulate Xfinity on not doing what like Etsy has already done very well, which is, I mean, they're like a cable company, right? So they could have done the whole like, oh, togetherness is talking to each other over Xfinity products, right? But they sort of like took a step back from that. So I think it certainly works better rather than like leaning way into that.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't heavily branded, was it? Last year they did the spot with ET, and that was, I presume, because they were showing ET on their platforms. But this is kind of, yeah, it's not really related to what they're showing or doing, as far as I know, this year.
So speaking of depictions of Santas, because we have multiples of them, Virgin Hotels also did a sort of like gossipy Santa who, I mean, if he knows everything about you, he also knows all the dirt, and he shares some of it too. So let's take a look.
I put everyone on the nice list this year, like Helen. Helen's boss asked if her COVID belly was a baby bump, and she went with it. Now she's on maternity leave and can't escape the lie. Helen!
This is a series of these shorts, which are essentially like this, sort of equally cute.
Yeah, I like this Santa. I can imagine drinking cocktails with him.
Yeah, he's fun. No naughty list. I love it.
Yeah, actually, that is a very similar idea to the one that Tesco did in the UK, where like nobody's on the naughty list, despite all the things that they did during the pandemic, like stealing the toilet paper and that kind of thing.
I won't tell my kids because we're big. We gotta keep that alive.
And we saw another Santa, didn't we? Santa who
not as nice.
You might kind of recognize this guy. I don't know. Should we have a look?
Jeg føler meg kanskje litt utdatert, gammeldags. Alt var så mye enklere før. Folk vil ikke ha en fremmed mann i stua lenger. Det plass til en til. Posten leverer jo overalt til alle døgnets tider. De har gått meg rett i næringa. Det jo ikke så rart at jeg føler meg som en sint hvit mann.
There is no way. Zero! And Christmas will be the same without chimney delivery.
Forventningen har gått fra enkel pipelevering til pakkesporing.
Digital stamps are fake news.
Nå ikke det, ok? Omstilling og digitalisering ikke helt min greie.
At Posten, lock them up!
Helt naturliga temperatursvingning.
Hei! Jeg har noe post til deg. God jul, da!
God jul!
If only it was that easy.
That's kind of terrifying, isn't it? I do like that one. I think, yeah, you can get away with that in Norway. I'm not sure how well it would have gone down on your side of the pond.
I wonder if, like, in a year or two, if this is going to become essentially meme fodder and will start showing up in ads more. We'll see.
Yeah. Once things are kind of safely done.
So a couple of other things that we want to talk about before we reveal number one. First off, Lady Gaga has some Oreos, and they are exactly the color that you would expect Lady Gaga Oreos to be. Pink and green. All of these Oreos with different colors, they all taste the same, right? Right. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think the packaging is a reference to her Chromatica album.
Mm-hmm. Right, which came out during the pandemic.
Yeah, and then the idea of it is to suggest that 2021 is going to be a better year, which is kind of what we're all hoping, right?
Only hope.
There's a contest where you can enter to meet her sometime next year, although they do specifically say in the fine print, only if it is going to be safe. Yeah. Maybe you can and dunk them, but like don't lick them and don't share them.
Yeah, I think that'll be a popular tie-up, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Put Lady Gaga on any package of snacks, and I think the jokes and the memes write themselves.
Absolutely, yeah. And speaking of memes, something that made a lot of news this week was the Monolith, which I'm sure we all know about, but you may not have known that brands were doing stuff with it too. Should we have a look at some of the things that we have there? It's a McDonald's kiosk.
It actually looks like that. I mean,
yeah,
I thought that was
really
pretty
does.
accurate.
And that's a Southwest Airlines check-in terminal,
or that. This was maybe one of my favorites. The popular Home Depot skeleton resurrected for this.
It's great. So what do we really think is going on?
I don't know.
Yeah, any theories?
Monolith.
I mean, it's obviously aliens, of course. They're out there.
Okay, so why did they take it away then?
To keep us guessing, because
and they're putting new ones in.
So confusion. I don't know.
Here's my question: is it the same monolith that is being moved, or is it copycat monoliths popping up in new places?
Copycats.
I don't know. I think the fact that one goes away and then another one comes, that suggests to me it's all part of a plan.
Have there been two at one point, or it's only going away and then appearing somewhere else?
I think.
Good question. Have we ever seen two monoliths in the same place at the same time?
Yeah, and then some people are speculating that it could be a marketing stunt for something. I don't know what brand, but
a brand that hasn't already weighed in with their own.
Right. Samuel says it's probably a Hulu show. It's probably close, actually.
Yeah.
I think someone has done the research on Google Earth and they saw the monolith in like a 2016 satellite shot, but who knows? That could also be lies. We couldn't even tell anymore.
Yeah, it's all just kind of. Well, the whole thing could be fake news, frankly.
I like to think it's just one monolith traveling from place to place. Although the last time an inanimate object did that, it was that like happy robot go down the East Coast, and someone in Philly just like smashed it. So 2020.
Yeah. Well, watch this space. Maybe this time next week we will know who's behind the monolith, or maybe we'll never.
Maybe it'll be our next guest.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on and have a look at number one, which this week comes from Ryan Reynolds, who's making yet another appearance in our top 5. But this time he's not in the ad, but he wrote it for the dating site Match, of which he is a board member. It's created out of his agency Maximum Effort. And it's a dating spot about a famous guy who we may all have heard of finding his perfect match. Let's have a look.
Satan?
Hi. 2020?
Please. Call me 2020. So where are you from?
Hell.
Me too.
Romeo, save me. I've been feeling so alone. I keep waiting for you, but you never come. Is this in my head? I don't know what to think. He knelt to the ground and pulled out a ring and said, marry me, Juliet. You never have to be alone. I love you, and that's all I really know. I talked to your dad, go pick out a white dress. Love story, baby, just say yes.
I just don't want this year to end.
Who would?
This is basically what online dating is like. So it's true to life. Juliet is an inspired choice because we know how that ended.
I think it's maybe one of my favorite ads of the year. There's just something about it. I mean, whether or not you're interested in dating on Match.com, it's just perfect. You know.
Yeah, it checks all the boxes, right? I mean,
yeah.
Toilet paper, empty stadiums, all the horrors of this dumpster fire of a year. I thought it was so well done.
Yeah,
it's also
really
nicely. It's also nicely integrated. Both Satan and 2020 have their own match profiles with the information sort of filled out in a cheeky way. 2020's body type, long, go figure. Satan's biggest regret is going down to Georgia, things like that. So if you go to the story, there are links in there. You can take a look.
Yeah, and they made a follow-up film which came out yesterday, which is a little kind of interview with them both. Can we take a look at that one too?
Oh, I've dated much worse guys than him. Much worse. I mean, at least he's famous.
I started by using the Match custom search filter. I filtered out joy, happiness, toilet paper, and reason.
Boom.
Most years I've dated are a little, I don't know, straightforward. I mean, there's a little misery, but nothing truly soul-crushing about them.
I just want to be remembered. You know, do you know the poem, The Road Less Traveled by Shakespeare? I actually have the tattoo of it.
Don't ask me where.
You devil.
Guilty. She gets me. That's the best part. When you meet someone that takes time to see beneath the surface.
Of the earth. It's just a perfect match.
I love that she's dated worse guys than him.
Yeah. I want to know what other years he's dated. 1666 maybe?
Yeah, probably 1918 maybe. The last flu pandemic, end of the First World War. That could have been a hot date. Anyway, that was a really fun one, and again, great work from Ryan Reynolds. And by the way, that's not him in the Satan suit. I almost said Santa suit there. Satan suit. He's not here. It's not him as an actor. But he did write it, and he is behind it. Oh, we have some more shout outs before we go. We've got Sonia from India, Imran Khan from Pakistan, Dave from Michigan, Paula from New Jersey, Eduardo from Chicago, and Jeffrey from Cleveland.
Hey, everyone.
Hey. Oh, and also we have a QR code, which was on the screen a moment ago. There it is. You can scan that to go to all the stories and see all the ad scan. And with that, I think we're going to wrap it up. So thanks for watching, everybody.
Adrian, thanks for being here. I think you're going to be back, I think.
Thanks for having me.
Next time, can you take off your shoes, maybe?
It's always a pleasure to have a special guest, and you've been a great one. So thank you.
Thanks for having me. It was a warm and inviting place to be.
Okay, Take care, everybody.